Right, we're sitting here at Boschendal in beautiful Western Cape and with Andre Scholle. And Andre is Vice President, Head of Region, India, Turkey, EMEA and CIS. What's EMEA and CIS, Andre?
MEA basically is Middle East and Africa. CIS is former Soviet Union, so Community of Independent States.
So it's
Central
huge.
Africa. It's Cape Town till Vladivostok. Basically.
There we go. Now we're at a ZF Aftermarket Africa conference. This is the first time you've held such a conference.
First time ever, yes.
Why?
Because I do believe, or we do believe, that Africa has been out of scope for too long in the scope of the aftermarket business in ZF. And I think that looking at the vehicle park and the growth opportunities and the development of the African continent, we need to raise the attention. And we never have been listening to our customers closely enough, I believe. And this conference is an attempt and an opportunity to have an interaction with our customers.
Okay, so you were looking at your customers to give you feedback what their particular challenges are so that you can help them meet those challenges. Mm-hmm. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay, I saw some of the things that came out. We're living in a changing world and it's also impacting on Africa. But each country is different. And one of the big things that came out is don't treat Africa like it's Europe. Did that come out strong for you?
I think that was the strongest message that I heard during the day. I mean, we all know that countries in Africa are different. No countries are alike, basically. But we cannot treat Africa as an attachment of Europe. And we cannot come to Africa doing business like we did for 100 years on the European continent. I think we need to learn and we need to understand how the customers expect us to do the business here in Africa. And then we need to adjust our approach when it comes to product and also getting closer to our customers in order to better understand the market needs. So it's African special, and this is what we need to learn.
That doesn't necessarily mean the dropping of standards and quality products and that. It means how do you deal with the African customer as opposed to a European customer. Have I read that right?
Yes, that's correct. I mean, we're not compromising on quality. We never will, right? But I think when it comes to African business, the business is done in a different way. And the requirements when it comes to product is already different when it comes to portfolio, right? So, because the vehicle park is different. And also when it comes to the trust in between customer and ourselves, it's a different perception than we have in Europe. So in Africa, more than in Europe, probably strongest one worldwide, aftermarket business is a people business. And that's the connection that we need to build up with Africa.
Okay, that's been the missing link.
I wouldn't say it's the missing link, but I think it's not deep enough. It's not deep enough. I mean, I've been doing business in Africa since 20 years right now, but how close can you be to the market in Africa if you visit one market like once a year or maybe every 2 years? You cannot be very close.
Right? Yeah, one thing came out in terms of that was relationships.
Yes.
People kept emphasizing that word relationship. Exactly. Different relationship to Europe.
Deeper, I would say, because there's a certain non-monetary and non-figure-driven trust that develops in an African context, I believe. And I think we need to move back to that very strongly because that's what people rely on, that personal relationship.
Well, Andre, I sat the whole morning there listening. I was fascinated with what came out. And I do compliment you and your management team on actually taking the trouble to come out and talk to the people, listen to what they got to say, understand better what the market is, understand better the people in that market. And that is really admirable. Well done.
Well, thank you so much. I mean, at the end of the day, there's also a lot of self-interest in it because we want to grow our business as well. But I think it's necessary to grow a mutual successful business. Otherwise, where's the sense in doing business? You want your partners to be successful as well. And I think that's something that I'm committed to. So, and the team is as well. So I'm looking forward to the next couple of years here in Africa.
Last question. Are you going back to the boardroom with a change of strategy for Africa?
I wouldn't say it's a change of strategy, but I think it's a different perception of customer needs, and probably I'll take a step back when it comes to pace. I learned today that not every customer is extremely interested in growth at every cost. So I think it's a healthy business environment that we need to foster. So probably I wouldn't say that we want to slow down our business, but I think it's definitely that relationship building that I would put more focus on instead of purely growing the top line by €1 every year or something like that. So it's probably it's not a reboot, but I think it's a certain better understanding of what really counts as a successful business in Africa.
Sounds to me like it's a long-term, more sustainable plan.
Yeah, absolutely. Otherwise, business should be long-term anyway.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Great, thank you so much.
Thank you so much
Thank
for
you
having
for
me.
a great day.
Thank you for joining us. It was a pleasure.
Pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you.